How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Rads. Don't know how to start after that, really. Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest nil. My match review of the game. Shambles, really, wasn't it? To be expected, but it was still an awful game of football. First things first, if you do enjoy this review, hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you're new. I'm 90 away from 4,000 subscribers, which may seem a small amount to some people, but it's a huge amount to me. I never thought I'd ever reach that kind of number, so please do me a favour, just hit the like button and particularly hit the subscribe button. That would be fantastic. I did watch this game. I'd normally do a actual reaction to it if I can watch it, regardless of whether I'm there or not. But it was on a bit of a unreliable stream, shall we say. I think a lot of people had to do that today because it wasn't on TV, strangely, and I didn't really want to take the risk of it just crashing or lagging or something, which it actually did for one of the goals. So yeah, awful game of football. I quite like the lineup. Bit surprised to see Lodi come in for Nico. I think it was a bit harsh on Nico, but Lodi actually did quite well. I won't lie, it's just my opinion. I think he did quite well. He did a good clearance off the line, so it could have been more than what it was. I've been hugely critical of Lodi, but I think he actually did quite well today, so fair play to him for that. I think Lingard was fairly in the team after his performance against Liverpool, but he looked like his old self again today. And by old self, I mean from earlier on this season where he just looked invisible, really. Had a very big chance in the first half, didn't take it, and yeah, it was just a disappointing performance from him again, and he rightly got took off in the second half. The first half, even though the scoreline was obviously an embarrassment for Forest, the first half, I could not see it coming after that first half. I generally thought the first half was quite good. We looked pretty solid, we looked quite strong at the back, like you weren't going to break us down by just literally running through us and just strolling through and scoring a goal like they did in the second, which I'll get onto in a moment. We looked like we did. This might be a bit steep, but against Liverpool and Brighton, kind of, because we actually looked like we knew what we were doing. You know, if you know what I mean, and we looked like we knew where we should be at a certain moment. Whereas in the second half, that went totally out the window. We looked like we did against Leicester and City to a point where we just looked all at sea, not putting any pressure on them whatsoever, letting them have the ball far too much and just giving them too much respect. If we go back to the first goal for a moment, then I'll talk about the others. The first goal was a free header. Probably should have picked him up a bit better than we did, but yeah, okay, fair enough. After 5 minutes, 1-0 down, not ideal, but we actually kept it really tight after that, after I've already made that very clear. But then you look at the rest of the goals. Second, third and fourth goals, not so much the fourth actually, but fifth goal. Second, third and fifth goals were absolutely shambolic. Shambolic defending. Second goal, we literally just let them have the ball, queuing up to score. It looked like within a blink of an eye. What on earth did Cooper say at half time? Blink of an eye, there they are. They just go and score a second goal. And we let them have far too much of the ball for too long. We weren't closing them down enough, and we just looked lost. Whereas in the first half, I'm not saying we looked great defensively, but we didn't look lost, in my opinion. We looked fairly composed and fairly like we knew what we were doing, you know? Whereas the second half, we just didn't. We really didn't at all. Third goal was an absolute travesty. It was even worse. Even worse. All our lads were just stood still. Statues, doing nothing whatsoever. And that's the worst part about it. We just weren't doing anything. Fourth goal was a fantastic strike from Partey, but maybe it's another case of Polinia, Barnes, Young. You know, I've just realised actually we conceded a goal from range. That's not happened often, has it, this season? Oh wait, it has, but not for a while. Is it another case of, you know, we weren't closing him down enough to allow him to shoot from that amount of distance? I don't know. Probably was, to be honest. Fifth goal, again, Odegaard just went for a gentle stroll towards our goal, 5-0. And again, we just weren't closing him down enough. We had Wall, Cook, McKenna all on him. I say on him, not really doing much. Odegaard, absolutely no problem whatsoever. So disappointing. And it's such a come down from the Liverpool euphoria and the second half against Brighton, and to a point Villa, even Wolves, I suppose. I haven't watched much of that game because I couldn't. Yeah, I just feel we lack that togetherness, feel like that idea in the second half, which is incredibly weird when in the first half we actually did seem to have all of that. So that was the really confusing thing for me, and the really concerning thing for me. Obviously, 4 points from these last 3 games against Brighton, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I think we all would have definitely took it. Definitely took it. So in that regard, even losing this game doesn't bother me too much, but it's the manner in which we lost that I'm concerned about. Brighton was an excellent second half performance. Liverpool was excellent from start to finish. Today was a shambles, particularly in the second half. It's the manner in which we lost that I feel is an issue and a concern. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I think what we've got to remember, though, actually, one more thing. Looking at the future games now before the World Cup, we've got 3 games in a row at the City Ground, which I'll be at all of them, so please come up to me if you see me. Get on the vlog, all that good stuff. Obviously there's Brentford, Spurs and Crystal Palace. They're 2 winnable games for sure in the league, but I'm kind of in the mentality now of what I was against, well, I suppose Fulham, but particularly like Leicester and Villa, saying, well, they're not doing very well. We can surely beat them. But, oh yes, we just lost to Bournemouth, so why should we beat Fulham? Oh, we just lost to Fulham and Bournemouth, so why should we beat Leicester? So, I'm kind of in that mentality again, but I'm also not, because we hadn't beaten Liverpool at that stage, and we were obviously not quite as much of a team as what we are now. And that's the concerning thing about today, is we've proven in the last few games that we seemingly are a team now, and yet we got beaten that easily. And I think what it was today, actually, that probably is a bit harsh. It was just a simple case of the fact that they were better than us. You know, I think that's what it was. It was that, but it was also the way we went about it. Second half was really, really disappointing. So yeah, to sum up, it doesn't define our season. I think we all just took 4 points from these last 3 games. We've got 3 more games for the World Cup. Don't really mind about the cup game if we lose that, to be fair. Put some, different lads out, make 8 changes for Brentford and Palace are both very good teams, but they're also beatable. Brentford have lost heavily recently. Palace have also lost heavily recently. They're both inconsistent mid-table sides that can be got at, especially away from home. But at the same time, they can definitely beat you if you're not on it. So I'm not confident really against either, but I'm not like I was against Villa and even Fulham, to be honest, where I was thinking we haven't really got a chance here. So, just got to be wary of them, but it is an opportunity. And I think if we can get at least 1 win from those 2 games, maybe a draw from the other, then this Arsenal game, I think, will be nowhere near as painful or as damaging, I think is the word. Because obviously losing this game was never really going to define our season, and we have improved the last few matches before this. It's now about how we react. So hopefully you have enjoyed this review and agree with it. If you don't, please be respectful and let me know in the comments below your opinions overall. And I don't mind doing match reviews. Obviously I prefer to do an actual reaction, but I have actually quite enjoyed doing these for the Wolves and Arsenal games, so I hope you have as well. And thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you very soon for another video. And of course, I'll be at the Brentford game next week. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you very soon, everyone.